Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Friday, March 18th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you are somebody that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about the tool of charts and how they can be used to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. Before I get to the watch list, I first want to personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online class that I'm offering. So if you're liking what you see and you want to learn more about this tool and how it can and should be used to build consistency as a trader, then certainly get signed up for the free class. A couple of notes here though. If you're watching this right after the market close and you already have something on your schedule for this evening, then I understand. Or maybe you're watching it Friday morning and the event has already happened, but it will all be recorded. So it is live, yes, but after the live event's done and recorded and I get it uploaded, I'd be happy to email it to you if you can't make it live. So just drop me an email to clay@claytrader.com. Now, if you can make it live, great. There's a link down in the description box if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage that you can click to get signed up. But like I said, I totally understand if you're watching this last minute, you already have something on your schedule this evening, or if you're watching it Friday morning and you've already missed it, like I said, just drop me an email and I'd be happy to send you a link to the recording of it. A couple of quick clarification points before I get to each stock. Number one, the market is still open for a little bit, so that price will be changing. The candlestick will be changing, but I like to do these videos when the market's still open for a little bit because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day action. But the market's also close enough to being done for the day where everything I talk about will still be relevant as we head into Friday. And then next, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame. So for a beginner, what that means is that each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So just keep that in mind moving forward. So first one here, ticker symbol MULN. And I've been tracking this one for a while. And, it was getting a little sketchy in terms of, I don't know, should I keep it on the watch list? But for those of you that have watched past videos, you know that I did because technically speaking, it remained valid via this bull flag pattern. But today, the volume showed back up in a very big way and got the breakout of it. And then, just showed the power of charts in and of itself. So I'll get rid of that line as it served its purpose. But there's a general rule in charting which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So with the big gap up today, you would think that level would act as support. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Absolutely perfect. Price pulled back and right off that line that I've drawn. Now, if you think I put that line in place, just now before I hit the record button, I understand. I understand your skepticism, but good news is all you got to do is go back in the video archive and you can see past videos. I put that line right there. So I'm not patting myself on the back, but I'm definitely patting charts on the back. So again, quick plug there. Get signed up for that free class this evening because you're going to really benefit from it. But point here being, bounce off that level and up it went. So moving forward, this $2 mark is now one of the newest areas of support. And then as far as resistance levels are concerned, pretty straightforward. The momentum finally stopped today up there at the 265 mark. So nothing fancy or complicated behind that. Literally just a question of where did the party finally stop today? And that was at 265. So keep an eye on that. But overall, got the bull flag breakout. Now it's just a question of can this momentum carry into Friday? Let's see what happens. Next one, CEI, and I like this just because it's got a track record of moving and making big moves. Here is, the most recent one. And then before, this big move right here, several months ago, there were, even bigger move than that. But point here being is, past few days, things have come back to life a little bit, more so in the form of some upwards movement. But then today, things came to life with even bigger volume, and then you got the gap up here. So point here being is that nothing huge, but you can see that there is a nice little overall uptrend line here. So there does seem to be, is anything guaranteed? No. But is it plausible to say that the bulls seem to be stepping back in, that this thing seems to be getting more and more bullish? Absolutely. And that is why that, support trend line is going to be important moving forward. Because as long as the price stays above there, then that does imply that the price is putting in higher lows. And that's what it's all about. Truly strong moves are going to show progress, quote unquote progress being defined and visualized via that uptrending trend line right there. As far as areas of resistance are concerned, key level to watch now moving forward going to be right there at that 93-cent mark. So keep a close eye on that. But in my opinion, at least, the most important thing is not necessarily breaking the level of resistance, but more so just staying above that trend line right there and seeing if the price can ultimately, continue to build this uptrend, which as of now is getting put into place. So let's see if it can remain in place. Next one, PIK. And this one was already a very interesting chart before late day, but late day here, look at that 30-minute period right there. Huge explosion, and then the final 30 minutes we're watching unfold right here. So the whole point here being is, and I realize I say it the obvious, but that's also kind of the point here, is that, this afternoon here, absolutely bonkers, big move up. So that brings about the, the more than valid question of, is this the start of something bigger? Is this big surge going to be some sort of leading indicator to more momentum to come. Now, to be fair, maybe it's not. Maybe this was just a little kind of pop and this thing's going to drift right back to where it was. But it's a two-sided coin because, well, maybe this is the start of something bigger. But think about it. In order for me to even ask that question, is this the start of something bigger? Well, something first needed to happen to begin with. And in many situations for stocks, nothing ever happens and you're not even able to ask the question, hey, is this the start of something bigger? Because nothing happens. But something did happen here. And that's the whole idea of a watch list, right? We've identified an interesting dynamic. Now let's watch it and see what happens. So if you like to play this price range down below $10, then I definitely have this one on your watch list, and we'll see if this is indeed potentially the start of a bigger move that carries it up over 10. Next one here, AMC, and this should mean a bit more to those of you that watched the video previously, but talked about this red line right there and called it an area of resistance at 1560. And when you know it, the power of chart shows up once again. Look right where the big rejection happened, right at that area. Now, I'm not saying that this level can never, ever be broken, but what I am saying is that after the rejection here, it's become quite clear that if the price is going to make any sort of further movement to the upside, then apparently the bulls are really going to need to bring their A game up here at 1560, because it's, now twice where the price has been up around that area and just hasn't been able to, well, I take that back, because technically speaking, there were some times back here where it was struggling. But you get the overall idea. This area here is quite stubborn, and once again, doesn't mean that it can't be broken, just that the bulls really are going to have to bring their strength. And if the price does break above there, then you don't want to get too excited, because not that far away up there is that 200 period moving average, the pink line, which is a very famous level within the world of charts. So keep an eye on that. But overall, 1560 remains that key level of resistance, followed by the 200 period moving average. And then as far as supports are concerned, you have 1425. And then you also have this purple line there starting to curl back upwards, which is the 50 period moving average, and also a nice little sign. Next one, MKD. And overall, penny stock here, good solid volume and nice pattern. And what's nice about this one is this dynamic right here, which may seem a little backwards. Wait, why are you saying that it going down is a good thing? Well, as traders, you should be paranoid at all times of, I don't know, am I chasing the price? Am I suffering from FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. Am I going to be the sucker that buys the top, right? Because nobody wants to be the person that buys the top. You want to make sure that you're getting quality entry points. And while, this current pullback action here doesn't guarantee anything, it does at least ensure that, well, you didn't chase the price, right? The people that chased, they were buying right there. So it's pulled back here and has now presented a much more friendly pullback opportunity. So right there, we have our little pullback channel. And then right there, we have the momentum move. And in the world of technical patterns, this would be known as a bull flag pattern. So if you like to play bull flag patterns and you like to play this price range here, well, then this one definitely deserves to be on the watch list. Next one, AMD. And I like this because there's a couple of very well-defined levels. Let me make sure that, yeah, I think actually it got even more defined here. I'm doing the eyeball test. Yeah, yep, it did. All right, cool. Great. So right here at, let's call it the 115 mark, you can see going back in the history of things, presented some problems, and then generally speaking, presented some problems yesterday, and then presented some problems right there. And yes, today the price did pull back, but it's still well within striking distance. And the reason why I find that a very fascinating level is, a bunch of people are watching it, right? That's not some sort of like very complicated level to notice. So when people all around the world are watching the same levels, wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movements, and that's exactly what's going on here at 115. So if the price does, curl back up and get up to that area and can break through it, there's no such thing as a guarantee, but it becomes very plausible and logical to think that, if the price does break through that level, that could very well create additional upside buying pressure. So keep an eye on that from the breakout standpoint. And then as far as key levels of support are concerned, definitely all going to be about that purple line there. The 50 period moving average has a nice upward slope to it, and the price is certainly, right around that area, currently valid at, we'll call it the 109 mark. So those are going to be the main two areas here on AMD. Next one, NIO, and this will mean a bit more to those that watched previous videos, but if you did, hopefully remember me talking about that pink line there, which you now know is that 200 period moving average. Talked about it as resistance, and when you know it, right here sitting so slightly right below it, which brings about, so again, going back to the whole idea of, well, what's a watch list? Well, you want to identify interesting situations so you can watch them. And here is definitely an interesting situation. The price, so close right below that pink line, which brings about the question of the watch list of, okay, is this thing about to break out? And as I said, while nothing is guaranteed, it's certainly plausible to think that, okay, well, if it does break out, that could create a self-fulfilling prophecy and create that much more upside buying pressure. That is completely a valid thought process to have. So while not a guaranteed thought process, and that's why risk management matters, completely valid. And, this is going to be an area that all sorts of people are watching, especially with NIO, right? Pretty popular stock, maybe even call it a cult stock, as there's a lot of kind of diehard people that are involved with it. But you got to know and you got to think that a bunch of people are watching this area and wondering, can this area here at $19 break? Let's see what happens on Friday. Next one, VEON. Talked about this yesterday, I believe, and put this red line in play here as resistance at 48. And once again, the power of charts. Price, consolidated, got rejected once, tried again right there, but this time when the price did break through it, a fantastic move. And now this also brings about the first key update that needs to be done. And like I mentioned already in a previous chart, when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So moving forward, if there are any sort of pullbacks, 48 cents now becomes that ideal level of support that you would like to see the price hold. As far as areas of resistance are concerned, key dynamic to watch right up there at 58 cents. And like I mentioned in a previous stock, don't remember which one, nothing fancy, just literally a question of, well, where did the party finally stop today on this breakout? And that became very clear up there at 58 cents. So keep an eye on that. So once again, if you like to play these momentum breakouts that are occurring in the afternoon hours and you like to play penny stocks, then this one belongs on the watch list. Next one, EIGR, and this is going to go along the lines of the whole self-fulfilling prophecy, because I want to be very clear. When I draw this pattern, I'm not trying to imply that this is a special skill that I have or some sort of great discovery. No, I assure you a lot of people have drawn this pattern. So once again, a lot of people will be watching it. So no guarantees, but valid to think that there could be some self-fulfilling prophecy attributes with it. But top of this pattern right up here at $8.35. And then the next part of the pattern right here, the trend line. So actually, let me change that to green to represent more so the bullish dynamic of things. And then maybe to keep this just easiest to see, let's make it one color. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the big momentum move right there. Let's put our golf hole down here to make it a little bit more visual. So this would be known as a bull pennant pattern. So if you like to play bull pennants down in this, below $10 range, this is one that definitely belongs on the watch list, because you got to think that a bunch of people are watching and wondering, okay, if the price can push up through the top part of that pattern, I want to buy because I'm a breakout player and I like to play breakouts from patterns. And, we'll see if that holds up or not. But overall, a very well-defined pattern. Next one, TSLA Tesla, and we finally got it. This was a long time in the making, but a quick little history check. Longtime viewers know what I'm going to talk about, but for a very long time, I've been talking about that red line, talking about the red line as resistance, and finally got the breakout through it, and this is why I wanted to talk about it. Just a classic example here of a breakout and then resistance turning into support. So right there, it broke out, pulled back, found some support, so known as a back test, and then from there, just up it went. So the trend line held up to its reputation. It did ultimately play a vital role in today's movement. But with the breakout underway, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it, which is a sad sight, but it's played it served its purpose as of now. So as far as new key levels to watch moving forward, in terms of supports, a level that I'll be watching very closely down there around the 855 mark. And then as far as areas of resistance, let's squeeze things down here a bit. With the next very, very key level of resistance, and once again, by no means am I trying to imply that this is some sort of discovery on my part, but right here at 890, look how stubborn 890 has been. Rejection. 2 times right there if you look closely. Another rejection, another rejection. So if this breakout continues, that's where the big question mark remains, right there at 890. Can the price get up there and break up through it? We'll see what happens, but no doubt about it, very nice trend line break today. Very nice momentum pretty much the entire day long. So let's see if that momentum can carry into Friday and then eventually bring it up to that 890 mark. And then grab your popcorn and grab your Sour Patch Kids at that point, because it'll be very interesting to see how the price behaves. So that wraps up the top 10. Again, if you like what you saw here and now you want to learn more about the tool and how it can and should be used to build consistency as a trader to get better results, then certainly get signed up. Like I mentioned at the beginning, if you just can't make it live, whether it's because you already have something on your schedule this evening or you're watching it on Friday morning and it's already happened, then just go ahead, drop me that email. And as soon as the event is over and I get it uploaded, I would be happy to send you a link to it so that you can view it with a more time-friendly perspective on your end. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy this format, if you would like for me to continue to make these videos, put in the time to scan, to analyze, and all that, then let me know by doing 2 easy things. Hit the like button, leave a simple comment below, even if it's just saying hi. Tell me what you traded today. Tell me what you're watching tomorrow. But hitting the like button and leaving a basic comment communicate to me that you're enjoying these top 10 videos. And as long as I know people are enjoying, then I will continue to put in the time and effort to structure them and put together the content here. So again, if you can make it live tonight, definitely get signed up. If not, drop me an email. But hopefully I'll be seeing you here in just a few hours.